back in the spotlight. $11 million corruption just erupts, and the Clintons are involved again. From the time Bill Clinton was elected president, nobody ought to have at any point questioned Hillary's political desire. She wanted her husband's job. The main inquiry was to what extent she would need to hold up to launch a formal campaign. Odds are present that Donald Trump does at long last put the risk of a Hillary administration to rest. In any case, shouldn't something be said about Chelsea? Basic tolerability requires that one let government officials' children well enough alone for the bitter debates and horrible allegations that are simply part of the political scene. Notwithstanding, once they're grown-ups and enter the political field, that exception leaves. You can make your own hypothesis as to any political aspirations that Chelsea may have. In any case, she knows how to build up associations utilizing abilities no uncertainty took and finished the years from her folks. What's more, things being what they are, one of her dearest companions is CEO of an organization that has gotten over $11 million in contracts to perform work for an office inside the Department of Defense that handles matters at the most abnormal amount of mystery. Also, that organization has no security clearance. Sound familiar? Via Daily Caller. Jacqueline Newmere, the president of a company called the Long-Term Strategy Group, has over the last 10 years received numerous Defense Department contracts from a secretive think tank called Office of Net Assessment. The Office of Net Assessment is so sensitive, the specialized think tank is housed in the Office of the Secretary of Defense and reports directly to the Secretary. To date, the Long-Term Strategy Group has received $11.2 million in contracts, according to U.S. Pending, Gov, a government database of federal contracts. Then the security problem turns up. But after winning a decade of contracts from the Office of Net Assessment, the federal agency is only now in the process of granting clearance to the company. Long-Term Strategy Group never operated a secure room on their premises to handle classified materials, according to the Defense Security Service, a federal agency that approves secure rooms inside private sector firms. Chelsea's CEO friend dodged the uncomfortable question. Newmere declined to address her company's lack of facilities to handle classified material. With regard to your questions about the status of our facilities, those are best directed to the U.S. government, which has authority over such matters, she wrote in an email to the DCNF. The well-known Clinton design is by all accounts being imitated by Chelsea, and it's not encouraging. At that point, there is the other issue of the disappointment of the Department of Defense to verify they are discharging classified materials just to the individuals who are qualified for C and have them. As saw in this segment sometime recently, after the greater part of the disclosures of government security breaches, one could think about whether the main individuals without access to top mystery U.S. government materials are ordinary Americans. Clinton's classified materials, and corruption. The association is unpalatable.